Hi everyone, welcome back to Cat with Mr. Hambury, and in today's video, this is going to be a very special one because we're dealing with the topic of cryptocurrency. Okay, now there's a lot of confusion around this, but we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years that this topic has actually come up in the grade 12 exam papers, specifically around the September trials and the end of the year exams. So what I've also seen is that a few main things have come up. Number one, what is a cryptocurrency? Number two, what is Bitcoin? Number three, how does Bitcoin work? And number four, what is Bitcoin mining? So as usual, let's jump right in. Right, so in order for you to really understand what Bitcoin is, its significance, how it works, we need to just take a small step back. Okay, so I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures, a couple of slides so that you can just fully understand and grasp this whole concept. So number one, the first thing we need to realize is that where we are now, there's been an evolution in technology. We know we've gone from no cell phones to having cell phones to having smartphones. Some of us don't even have landlines at home anymore, where that used to be the norm. There was a time where there were no TVs, a time where there were no cars, but everything has evolved over time, right? The same has happened to money. Those who do history, you will know and remember about bartering, terms like that, how essentially money is the exchange of value. So I have bananas, the next person has potatoes, and I view my bananas as valuable. That individual views their potatoes as valuable, and we come to some sort of exchange. So money becomes a medium of exchange. All right. So I say, listen, man, I think your 2 bananas are worth 3 of my potatoes, and we exchange that. We exchange that value. Now, we know over the years, what do we have? We've worked with coins, we work with paper money. Most work with plastic now, so your cards, debit cards, credit cards, whatever it is. Most of us don't really carry much cash around, just because it's plainly unsafe. But some of us still do, okay? But most of what we do is with the card. So there has been that evolution in terms of money, how we use it, what it does, etc. This is why the next step in this is cryptocurrency. So when you hear this term, let's first explain this. So what is a cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, as the slide is saying, is a digital currency, right, that functions like any other currency. So you can buy, you can sell, you can send it to someone, whatever the case may be. But it is secured by secret coding, which is called cryptography, and it can be exchanged online for goods and services. So nothing out of the ordinary there. The only difference is that it is completely digital. Now, there are many different cryptocurrencies out there at the moment. This is just a list from a site called CoinMarketCap of the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the world, but there are a few thousand different cryptos out there. The only one you really need to focus on is Bitcoin. Okay, so now we've dealt with the term cryptocurrency, so you know what that is. Now we're looking at Bitcoin itself. Now Bitcoin is also a digital currency, right? It allows us to exchange value with anyone around the world using nothing more than a computing device and an internet connection. Now we already know a computing device can refer to a laptop, a cell phone, any sort of device that can connect to the internet. Now Bitcoin is mainly used as a means of payment. right? So this is why you'll see some places online actually advertising that they accept Bitcoins, which means you can go to that store and you can actually pay for it. There's a few property places around the world that accept Bitcoin as a means of payment. In fact, there's over 2 million places worldwide that accept Bitcoin as a means of payment. So it is a legitimate currency that is being used around the world. Right. Then they're going to ask you about the technology behind Bitcoin. And some of you have already seen this in your practical. They mention the term blockchain. So Bitcoin, please remember, is backed by technology, and that technology is the blockchain. So the blockchain is basically that tech behind Bitcoin. It's one of the, in fact, Bitcoin is one of the ways that the blockchain technology is utilized, just like YouTube and WhatsApp is one of the ways, or the many ways in which the internet can be used. Now, because Bitcoin is a means of payment, it means that there are transactions between people. So I'm sending Bitcoins to someone sending it to me. There has to be a record kept of all these transactions. And this blockchain technology does that. All right? So it keeps a list of all the transactions within the Bitcoin network. But there are no people involved in this. Okay? This is what makes it so interesting. So Bitcoin is our digital currency. The blockchain is where all these transactions are stored, but in between there has to be someone or something doing this. And this is where these machines in the pictures called miners come from. These are specialized computers, and what they do is they actually check that transaction. So when I send Bitcoins from my phone to somebody else, one of these machines will check it, verify it, make sure everything's okay. And once that transaction goes through and it's checked and everything is okay as far as the miners are concerned, it's then loaded onto the blockchain. That information cannot be touched. Okay? So somebody can't come along and no, they want to edit that, they can't. Which means now that you're dealing with a currency that is transparent because you can see all the transactions. It is anonymous because it keeps people's names safe, and it is a secure means of transacting on the internet. Now, it does have its shortfalls, but I'm not going to go into that. So that process of the mining machines verifying a transaction, putting it on the blockchain, that process, and then being rewarded for it, is known as mining. So if they ask you, number one, remember, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is your digital currency that's used to exchange value online across the world. Number two, if they ask you in general what a cryptocurrency is, you've got that definition down. And then Bitcoin mining, right? Whether they ask you about Bitcoin mining or mining, in general, your answer is going to be that this is the process of us now doing what? Of the mining machines verifying a transaction, posting it to the blockchain, and receiving a reward. Okay, because that's actually how new cryptocurrency comes into existence. Then they're going to ask you, I saw this last year, they're going to ask you a question on how do entrepreneurs make money through Bitcoin. All right, I'm going to throw up a picture. And this is just to show you, most of them make money by simply buying these cryptocurrencies and holding on to them because over time they increase in value. Okay, so Bitcoin works on the simple design of being deflationary. That means it increases in value over time. So here you can see through this picture how $10 worth of Bitcoin 10 years ago is now worth over $20 million. When Bitcoin started, it had a value of zilch, zero. Today, it has a value of close to 200,000 Rand. That's in the space of 10 years. So when they ask you about entrepreneurs making money in Bitcoin, you would simply say they make money through the buying and selling of these cryptocurrencies. Simply buy it, keep it there, and in a couple of years' time, it would increase in value. And I use the example again to say, in 2010, one Bitcoin was worth 1 Rand 40. Today, it's worth close to 200,000 Rand. That's how the entrepreneurs, that's how normal people are able to make money through cryptocurrencies. Hope that helps. This is it for crypto. You don't need to know more than this, but this covers the basics, and I hope that gives you some clarity.